Giving everyone a chance to get in. I'll start at the 2 minute mark. Hopefully everyone's well. All praises to the horizon. If anyone has any questions before I start, ask now. And if I'm not clear, let me know. I'll give you guys a jewel. I'll give you guys a jewel on relationships while I give you all a chance to get in here. Peace and wisdom, J. Hall. Terrell Moore, Griffmatic. In regards to relationships, of course, we're speaking your being in love. Loving someone and being in love is two different things. Being in love is giving aspects of yourself. Loving someone is just an attachment. So you have an attachment to your parents, that's love, or your friends. In regards to a spouse or someone you're in love with, it's a little more than that. So you get my point? Most people, if the relationship ends not on their doing, you get my point? They'll take a little bit of offense because they view it as they've lost something. And this is themselves that they lost. Now, every time you fall in love or get into a relationship that becomes that, you give up aspects of yourself to the relationship or the person. If the relationship lasts, so of course you gain from whatever's given. Meaning each party is given aspects of themselves to this relationship. If it lasts, no one loses. Call it a gain. Now, if the relationship doesn't last, you lose whatever parts of yourself you gave to it. So let's say you was a happy person. You brought your happiness to the relationship. When the relationship ends, you may come to notice that you're not so happy-go-lucky as you used to be. You lost that aspect of yourself. You may have been a loving person, like overly loving. This is good. But after the relationship, you may, have guards and blocks up. Your love may have even transcended into hate, meaning you're not so loving anymore. You like angry person, a bitter person. But you used to be happy in your ways, like that. And of course, there's many aspects of us. I'm just giving you simple ones: love, happiness, but motivations, all kind of things, all kind of aspects of self. Some of y'all are confident. You brought that confidence and you put that into the relationship, maybe helping to build the other person's confidence. And you get my point? Whatever you contribute to the relationship or whatever you bring to it, when it's over, you lose that aspect of yourself. Now, the point, if you find yourself in a lot of relationships that do not last, do you get it? Lose yourself in this life. You have a lot of people like that now. They're grown or they're older, 40, 50. Complete different person than who they were. They've kind of lost themselves or the good qualities of themselves because no one's bringing their, you get it? Well, some people bring their ugly qualities to the relationship, but for the most part, people are trying to look their best and bring their best. So That's what's lost. If you're young, take your time with relationships. Take your time with falling into love. Because when you do, you'll lose yourself if you lose the relationship. And so keep that in mind. Hopefully that's clear. Hopefully you guys grasp. Peace and wisdom to whoever I missed. Now let's start on the video. Of course, if anyone wants to give back, click the title. Or the description as it's called. Now, let's start with fear. The unconsciousness that you all have. Of course, this is a topic that most of y'all are not well versed on. Something that most people do not pay attention about with themselves. Y'all view unconsciousness as something we share. Something that's in life, not something that's within ourselves. Like an aspect of you that's dark and blanked out. Now, of course, you have the unconsciousness, and you have all the unknowns or ignorances in regards to yourself, your being. There's many unknowns. I don't want to say there's many unknowns. All the unknowns are a result of people overlooking reality, truth, but there's a great deal of unknowns in regards to people knowing self, meaning what self is in life, and you get it? Not like your purpose or just what we all are as living beings. For most, there's a lot of unknowns there. Now, both those things, the unconsciousness you hold within yourself and all the unknowns, are tied into your inner fears. Your unconsciousness and your ignorance are both like a darkness, a nothingness. Of course, when y'all fall into unconsciousness, there's nothing. In regards to y'all knowing things y'all don't, there's nothing. And so both are like a darkness. They are a darkness. Your inner fears create both these things. So you guys have inner fears. These inner fears create y'all unconsciousness and all the ignorance with self, like the things y'all do not know. And of course, as the fears grow, the unconscious space in the space of your not knowing things grows with it. So the two are tied in. Basically, I'm letting you know your inner fears create your unconscious darkness and your ignorance. You know, whatever it is that you're ignorant on. Ignorant being not knowing. And so, to give you an example, a little baby, newborn, sleeps like 2 to 3 hours. You know, little spurts here and there. As the baby sees and dreams, or have nightmares. So you get it? Their darkness grows. Meaning, the baby starts to sleep longer, or their unconsciousness becomes longer, depending on how you view it, your perspective. Their ignorance grows as well, the baby. Meaning as the baby sees, the baby becomes afraid. You know my point? This world is strange. So you got to have a perspective to think. If you were a newborn baby here, might be a little frightening, everything that the baby went through. You know, coming out the vagina, getting slapped on the ass, put under the light. It's a little extreme when you consider it. Like, think if that happened to you as an adult. Most of y'all will probably have a whole heart attack. Like, this is crazy. But I'm just giving you a perspective. As the baby sees, the baby's ignorance grows. The baby sees things it doesn't know. This makes for questions. This makes for the ignorance. You get my point? Look at it like there's nothing to know. But if you see something, now you're like, what is that? And now you have ignorance until the person tells you what it is or you figure it out. But so look at it like that. Y'all see more than y'all know. And that it makes for a lot of darkness. You see things before you figured out what the last thing was. You get it? You say, oh, look at that. What is that? Then you see something else. Then something else. Now you're like, I don't know nothing. And what is all of this? Look at it like that for the baby. Look at it like that for self. We see a lot before it is explained fluently what it is. In that, we get a lot of ignorance with us. Of course, that ignorance or that not knowing creates a fear in itself. The things you see and experience, they create fears. These being the measure of the unconsciousness and the ignorance. Like I said, as the fear grows, so does the unconsciousness and the ignorance with self. They're tied in. But you don't have to get lost on your ignorance of things you don't know. And you don't have to worry about your unconsciousness until you get to the ignorances and the things you don't know. Now, the things you don't know is a result of fear. Meaning fear is what makes you guys close y'all eyes, close y'all ears. If you're speaking of a child, so they do it physically, close their eyes and ears if they're afraid. As an adult, you don't have to do it physically to do it. Meaning y'all block off whatever y'all don't understand or don't know. View it as a fear of interfering with whatever you think you do know. Fear is what causes one, you get it, to become blind in perspective or dumb. Dumb being a result of not looking or hearing or not being capable of. Of course, a blind and deaf person in the past would have been called dumb. That being the correct terminology. But before things get exploited, before things are used as weapon. So there was a time where dumb just meant what it meant. Deaf, dumb, and blind. That's like, you get it? You can't speak, you can't hear, you can't see. Can't be but so smart in society. You know point? What else is to call you? But I'm giving y'all the examples. Fear causes all the darkness in y'all life. Whether you're speaking of the unconsciousness or you're speaking of the ignorance. Whatever y'all don't know, y'all don't know. If it's a thing that causes you fear, the ignorance grows more because the ears and eyes start to shut on the topic, let's say. In that, the unconsciousness increases. Older people sleep more than younger people. You get my point? Some of y'all 45, you be taking hella naps like you 5. That part. Some of y'all work. This interferes with you taking all the naps you would, but on that weekend, your true colors come out. I took 3 naps on Saturday. Got up, ate breakfast. By 1 o'clock, you was taking a little nap. Like a kindergartner. And you took another nap around 4, 5-ish too, because you woke up in the hour. So you get my point? The unconsciousness becomes more as the fears develop. Now, We're supposed to all become fully awakened and all knowing. This is like enlightenment. You know how you have teachings, or y'all speak like I'm enlightened or I'm awakened. Well, in regards to what I'm explaining with your darkness, unconsciousness and ignorance, we're all supposed to be blossoming to a place of being fully aware or awakened or enlightened. Meaning y'all have an unconscious, y'all have a dream consciousness, which is a consciousness. You don't have to separate it from conscious. Y'all have a dream, this is consciousness. And y'all have awake, which is consciousness. So you have two consciousness and one nothing, one unconscious. That unconscious needs to be transcended into an awake like the other two. So you see how in every realm you're awake? Whether we're speaking a dream realm and you having a dream or nightmare, there's still awareness, there's still your seeing, being present in that realm. Same when y'all wake up here, in the world. You have awareness, you have awake. When y'all go into unconsciousness, there's nothing. So I'll say again, we're supposed to all be becoming fully awake. This is receiving that darkness, that unconsciousness. Meaning y'all are supposed to be working towards removing all the darkness from self. Of course, the last of the darkness or the great darkness, this is your unconsciousness. But the fears is the way to do it, meaning the inner fears. Most of y'all will say, how do I remove my unconsciousness? I don't even get it. As you remove the inner fears that you have, becoming aware of them and removing them, the ignorance in self and the unconsciousness in self will recede. Now that's not to say y'all are not going to fall asleep. Y'all fall to sleep and still have awareness now. It's called dream. What I'm saying is when y'all fall into unconsciousness, it will not be nothing. It will be, let's say, a glorious thing that y'all are blocked from. That's why it's, dark now. Let's say you can't go there with fears. Whatever's behind your unconsciousness, you're not allowed there with fears or darkness. In that, you fall asleep or you fall into that realm known as unconsciousness. Just like dream is a realm, just like awake is a realm. You ping pong in between them all as an awareness or a soul. But when you go into the unconscious realm, do you get it? There should be an awareness there for you, things to see, things to experience. Like I said, you can view that as the true realm or what's behind it. But no dirt allowed or darkness. So this is what interferes with one being fully aware or awakened, enlightened. Now don't get it confused. You have unknowns or ignorances with you. Those ignorances being tied into your inner fears. If you remove your inner fears, so do you get my point? You remove your ignorances or your not knowing things. If you remove your fears, you remove the unconsciousness within yourself as well. So look at it in that way. This is why it's called enlightened or all-knowing. Y'all fears block y'all from accepting reality, which is the truth. Let's say you're in a religion, and I've explained to you how your religion is devil worship. But you have fears like, what if it's not? What if God gets me? You know, your God is evil. He's always threatening you, and you know, he's going to kill you. He's dead too. It's crazy. Christian thing. God's beat up and killed already. He's threatening you from the grave. Do what I say or you're going to hell. Blood, you're dead. Shut up. I'm sorry if you're a Christian. I didn't mean to say that. I was just joking. I was just joking. That's how I be feeling with the Christian God. Blood, shut up. They already killed you. Your threats, no one wants to hear them. Be good or go to hell. What's good? Do evil things in my namesake. Blow up shit, whatever. You know that Islam and Christian thing. Where you terrorize people till you get your way, and then you be like, no, this is the right way to be. In the beginning, Christians, you know, they went around as the Knights Templar beating people up and putting them on crosses. Then they got their way. Then they say, no, you're violent. And, you know, if you raise up against them, get the fuck out of here. You killed my uncle on that cross. And they'd be like, oh, he's violent. Get him out of here. This is a nice religion after they do their dirt. Same with Islam. Yeah, well, blow. Yeah, I see Islam now. They're the current day times evolved. Muslims will blow shit up and be like, that's not all of us. Blood, you think people really got time to be separating? No, these Muslims don't believe in blowing up people, and these ones do. Blood, jack with motherfuckers you could stand with. You can't be jacking shit, but then you're like, nah, I don't stand with that part, though. Maybe you don't stand with none of it, or you stand with all of it. But you can't serve two masters. I'm positive God is not coming down like, oh, let me separate out the good Muslims from the bad ones. Let me separate the good Christians from the good ones. I mean, the bad ones from the good ones. If the God is already beat up, told you he spent a little time in hell and they was begging him to save them, but he never said he did. I think it's safe to say whatever fears you have, whatever fears you have about your religion and the God in it, blood already been dealt, blood been dealt with. You don't have to be afraid anymore. God threatened you. God is a title of dominion. So you got to know the source of all is not, you know, a participant of that. Life, the natures of life, it give to all freely in hopes that we are balanced and pass, you know, all that is given around fairly. Trees produce fruit. They don't be like, nah. Only those that believe in the tree religion can get some, and all Christians and Muslims must starve. Life don't work like that. The good and the bad will get their share. If the good let the bad overrun shit, then it will be unfair out here. But other than that, the natures of life are doing what they do, which is give all that dominion stuff. The tree don't have dominance over the bush and so on and so forth. It's not what this is about. We didn't come into life to see who could be dominant over everything. And that's what y'all worship, you know? That's why y'all get threatened. That's why y'all scared. Religion supposed to free you from them things. Or the right way of life is supposed to free you from them things. The mind. Y'all fall into religions and have more ignorance or unknowns than you started with. But that's because you hear a lot of new things. And then it isn't explained to you accurately. Then you're like the baby. You see things, has questions, no answers, makes for unknowns. Y'all fall into religions, y'all become afraid. Tamed almost. Not tamed because you're bad, just tamed from being your own self. Having your own free will. Look at religion as stealing wills. Inheritance. Thinking is an inheritance. Being is an inheritance. You know, being alive and being. Religion's still that. The will. The point I'm making is this. Y'all have fears. When y'all begin to realize or acknowledge the fears y'all have, the inner fears. If you're lost, be clear on whatever you're saying, Kerry Keaton. Why would I know what that means? Now, if you're lost, if I tell most of you guys, get up and walk away from wherever you are now, start a new life. The place is holding you back. You already know this. Go. Most of y'all will say, hold on, I can't just up and go like that. But it's fears that make you say that. It's your thoughts on the unknown. What's going to happen when I do? Like that. There's fears beyond that, though. But I'm just giving you a surface one that most of y'all would have not thought of. You get my point? Most of y'all thinking fears like, I ain't scared to go to jail. I'm talking about those things. I'm talking about deeper things. Those of y'all that's desperate for alien talking things, can you get off my channel? My channel got to do with wisdom, not stupid people lost in the gossip. Not seeking any clarity or understanding on things, but just seeking to have an abundance of stupid, unclear talk. Please get off my channel. Dumb energies are not allowed. Kerry Keaton, I'm not going to ask you again, champ. So make sure you clear on whatever you were saying. I'm going to block you. And you're going to stay blocked for good. For coming here stupid in that way. Now, this is why emotional control is important. In regards to your fears. Kerry Keaton, I'll answer your question in a minute. I'm apologize too, I read your question wrong. I thought you wrote, what the hell? I don't know why, maybe I'm getting old and I need bifocals, but I'll answer your question in a minute. It's not that important. It's what I mean about your religions and fear. What is hell, Solace? It's a word that one hears before they get an ass whooping as a child. What the hell? I was focus. This is what hell is to me. Nothing. A nice hot bath. But y'all are not there yet. I'm scared your ass hoppers. Solace, what is the lake of fire? Am I going? Yes, you're going. It's like I told that young boy that day. I told him, I said, while you're at Catholic school, if you let one of those Catholic priest teachers touch your ding-a-ling or butt, you're going to be a homosexual. And you're going to end up in hell. Because homosexuality is a sin. He was sitting here looking all stupid, like, why would you say that to me? His brother comes over, twin. He said, I'm going to hell too? I said, yeah, you definitely going, because nobody wasn't even talking to you. You in everybody's business. He started crying. His mother comes over. What happened? And this is why wise men don't speak. Because when they speak, all truths come out. The young boy must have got his ass touched because he started crying. He started crying. I said, if you get your ass and ding-a-ling touch, you're going to hell. He starts crying. Like it happened already. Mama asked me, what happened? Nothing. I got to go. That's why wise men keep their mouth shut, and don't be saying. When you wise, you never know what truths. The point is that young boy probably got raped, but his mama didn't. I don't think she caught it. And I had to go. It's not my business. I was just schooling kids, keeping them on track, And living homosexual times. This is how I deal with it like the religion. With threats. God gonna send you to hell. Go now. But there's more important things in life than homosexuality. Out of the vessel, all there is homosexual thoughts. There was no action involved. Well, a lot of you guys are homosexuals, the way you be bickering and crying on here, but that's a whole different. Now, where was I? Explaining fears in receiving the unconsciousness and the unknowns in self. Now, when all your fears are gone, like the ones I gave you examples of, like when I said go on ahead and just leave from where you are right now, go to a new country. It's the unknowns and the fears of losing whatever you think you are that will make you say, hold up. In that, y'all are not free in mind or in any other way you can think of. Y'all have unseen binds. These binds are fears. Like I said, it makes y'all not listen or see. Whatever it is, you choose not to. When the fears are gone, all the inner darkness will be gone. This is the unconsciousness that y'all carry with y'all, and all the ignorance in regards to self as a being that y'all carry with y'all. And so, that's the goal for most wise sages. Removing the darkness within self by way of fear. Meaning understanding fear is the source of these two things, and seeking out the inner fears, removing them, the inner doubt, which has to do with fears, the insecurities, which has to do with fears, getting all these things out of there. Of course, fear makes one, second guess things, be stagnant when they should move, Fear has many qualities, or fear has many influences over a person that's being attacked by it, but finding the fears, freeing self, receiving the darkness within self. That's the unconsciousness and the ignorance. Once that's done, you guys should be all-knowing, and your unconsciousness should be in awareness and experience more than just the darkness. That place being a place you go upon your physical death, let's say. Most people have to work these things out when they die. Look at it like, the motherfuckers that don't do their schoolwork, then they gotta go to summer school. Or they gotta stay late. The people that don't handle in physical life, they handle is they self, keeping the self clean, mentally and emotionally or spiritually. Those that don't keep up with that, so you get it, they gotta clean their self later. This is where hot fiery baths come in. But all things is to serve the self. Souls burning in hell, or the lake of fire as y'all call it. It's just dirty souls that need a bath. Fire is a cleansing. Set someone on fire, they don't even remember their name. You're like, leave me alone, . What's your name? They can't think. So the soul is set ablaze, put in the vessel. I say, I think I was here before, but I don't remember nothing. Fire baths. It's a deep thing. Anxiety is influenced by fear. That is true. All the emotions interfere with the mind's eye, are the clarity of the mind, the perception of reality. You get my point? Any emotion you could think, anger, hate, love, whatever, view them as like flavor or something to change the perception of life and reality a little bit. In that, when y'all are in certain emotional states, y'all do not see the truth of the matter. Y'all see what y'all want according to the emotional state. This is why they say love is blind. But really all the emotional states are blind. Or they interfere with the clarity. I guess love is the one that made you cold blood all the way. Blind. Let's say hate just make you like one eye blind where you only can see halfway. However you want to view it, but all the emotional states interfere with the clarity of the mind, the perception, the sight, so to say. In that, y'all overspeak truths. Y'all overspeak points that was already made to y'all. This is like writing over reality. Once that's done, one creates ignorance for themselves, darkness. But it was done in fear. Meaning when y'all don't accept reality or the truth, it boils down to that. That truth interfering with whatever you have going on now. Probably you're losing something or feeling like you will. But there's a fear there that makes one not want to listen or even see. And so, before the emotions can be controlled, the ego must be shed. This is controlling the reality aspect of self that I explained in the last video, where y'all have the power or control to make things whatever y'all want. I can be right on something, but some of y'all will say, man, he ain't the wisest. Motherfucker, I am the wisest. Everybody in life already know that. But some of y'all like, nah, I don't care, he ain't the wisest. Ain't no such thing. He's the smartest kid in the school. There's always the best and the worst in anything you could think of. But y'all speak over that. Y'all say, nah, I don't care if you're right. Which is a reflection that he is wise. I don't care if he right, he ain't wise. Speak over the reality. And that the ears start to get blinded out. The eyes. In regards to your receiving wisdom from me. In that you receive it wherever you do. Then you get dumbed out. Having already known, like, well, he had no reason to say he wasn't the wisest. Ain't like nobody else claimed it, so why was I tripping to begin with? Dudes out here claim they God. Go bother them first. I got people out here that claim they the craziest shit in life. Murder. Nigga name is Murder. You coming over here bothering the brother that said he the wisest. You got more important things to deal with first. Not being the wisest is just a title. That's not to say it's not the truth. It's the truth. But that truth is just a title. You can't slide through on life with my wisdom. You have to get there yourself. You get it? You can't die and say, well, I don't know shit, but Solace is my main man. His brain got like, I got a few, entry passes with it. Maybe I could slide on one of those. That don't work like that. Everybody's brain has to be their own entry pass. The entry pass being when the brain is up to par. And so you get it, all I can help you do is get there. But I can't make your brain like mine. I can't make you perceive and see and be aware like I am. I can just show you the error in your ways and how to clean up them errors. Behind those errors, do you get my point? Is the way. Just like y'all peace is under all that chaos. I like watching people argue. Y'all like negative things. Y'all peace is beneath these things. And I have to get to a place where you become aware. Now, I'll say it again. If anyone wants to give back, please do so by clicking the title of the video. My links are there in blue. Now, you must shed the ego before you can control the emotions. Meaning, if you see whatever reality you want, a person can be right, y'all could say they wrong. Knowing they right, but you like, I wouldn't care, they wrong to me, I don't like them. End of story. The ego. The ego is tied into your perception. Ego has nothing to do with one's arrogance, one's confidence, none of the dumb things y'all attach ego to. The teachings of the ego have to do with deeper things like your soul, your mind, and your perception of the reality or the life you're in. You get my point? Someone's arrogance is not blocking you from understanding life. You're thinking that you know things already, or having the ability to convince self you're right when you're not. You get it? That's what interferes with your being all-knowing or seeing clearly. Meaning the ego gets in the way that way. The ego is that. The aspect of self that can control whatever it wants. Meaning y'all are lost into y'all ego. Y'all be like, I'm a follower of so-and-so. They got the truth. You're a follower of yourself and your own decisions. There's a bunch of people that teach. You decided whoever you say is smart. And this and that and that. And this is based on your own doings. You get my point? Meaning, it's all an illusion. Y'all are lost in y'all ego. Whatever y'all do is y'all own doing. If somebody scams you, let's say Brother Polite was selling status corrections, you brought one. You scammed yourself. Your own ego did that. And you get it? Plain stupid with yourself in perspective. There's no one that doesn't get scammed and don't feel like, damn, why did I knew. Yeah, you knew. But you like to play stupid. You have this thing called ego. It likes to control realities. And that, do you get my point? That's no disrespect to Brother Polite. I'm sure he's in jail. He probably needs some assistance. It's not about beating people up while they're down. But hopefully y'all got the point. That's the main thing. Ego is that. And the ego must be shed. That's the hardest thing to shed. You get my point? Becoming aware. This is why it's important to acknowledge when you're wrong. You get my point? Because when you're dealing with the ego, the accurate way, the hardest thing to do is be aware that you don't have any control over the reality of life, but you only have control over yourself, and you scramble these two up. Meaning y'all try to have control over life, but not self. So y'all say, I need to change, I need to wake the world up. I need to save the world. This is how y'all kind of get when y'all get wisdom or something. But haven't even applied it to self yet. If everybody makes sure they do the right things in life, then the world will be changed. But everybody feels like they need to change the world instead of their self. They don't change their self first because they say, what if nobody else do it? Why be good if nobody else is? And that everybody's looking at the world, trying to control the world, which is something that they can't. They can only control themselves. In controlling themselves, they control the world, or the aspect of the world they're in. Y'all ain't living in the whole world simultaneously. Y'all living in your own small little space. That not never being controlled because you're all outside your space in other people's space in business. And this is the ego. You get my point? For one to become aware of these things on their own, where they say, all right, I gotta deal with myself and stop getting lost into the world. It's like I said, the ego kind of crossed things up. But most of you guys learn about the ego wrong, and you're probably gone on that already. So, knowing the ego right, shedding the ego comes before controlling the emotional state. When I say control the emotional state, I mean like not become a robot where you don't have emotions, but being aware of your emotions and when you're getting drawn into them and the control it has over you. Being aware of the happenings, having the ability to stop how deep you go in at any moment. Look at your emotions as that. Like walking into a beach. As you go further and further, the water gets deeper and deeper, but you're not aware of it. And that you walk out and drown out. Imagine like your emotional state being like that. But you're aware as you're going. Imagine falling in love with somebody, but being aware as you're going through the degrees of it. Most people just fall into love. Then they notice stuff they don't even like, where they like, how did I even fall in love with this person? You fell in love with them, you wasn't aware. You get it? Love is blind. You just fall into whatever you want. But being aware. Being aware, like in this moment, most of y'all are not aware. You're not here by your own doing. Your being here, hearing this word, this is a gift, a blessing. Not your own doing. But how you receive it is your own doing. Meaning if you receive it, in the way it's intended, or if you receive it according to your ego, which is however you want. You get my point? Now, how many of y'all was aware of that in this moment? I'm here by the grace of the natures in life, but how I receive this sin is the aspect I have control over. I don't control YouTube. And some of y'all lost. I'm here because of me. I came here. You don't control YouTube, so you wouldn't even be able to come here if whoever didn't make YouTube. You get it? There's many aspects in regards to that out of your control that others have control over. You get my point? For those of y'all that's lost into your disagreeing soul or your disagreeing spirit, where you like to disagree with everything. And so, you must learn to become neutral in your emotional state, not falling too deep into any of them, or being fully aware when you're going into them. So you control how deep you go, how you use it, etc. You must become neutral in your emotions to know all things. Y'all emotional state interferes with y'all knowing things clearly. So look at it like that. When you fall into one emotional state or the other, you're on the side of that emotional state. You see like that. If I piss one of y'all off right now, when your friends say, hey man, why don't you relax a little bit, man, you're getting worked up. You say, fuck that, I ain't gotta blah, 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 blah. You're on the side of your being angry. So you tell them, shut up and leave me alone and don't go against me. You should be going against them and blah, 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 blah. But all they told you was you need to relax a little bit or you catch a heart attack. But you don't want to hear that. You're on the side of your being angry. And whoever's against that got the problem. I mean like that. The emotional state works like that. Whichever one y'all in, y'all take that side. Someone say you shouldn't be in love with that person, they're not good. You say shut up and mind your business. I know what's best for me. Like that. You take the side of your being in love with whoever you are, even if it's not right. Because you're in the emotion. I'll say it again. You have to be neutral in regards to the emotions to know all things. In that, when you was in love, you would have known on your own. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Whatever they about to tell me, I already know and I got it. You mad? Your boy about to interfere and say, hey man, you already know. You don't gotta tell me, I already know. We about to slide right now. Like that. Being fully aware. So, before you get to the emotional state, that aspect of the ego must be done away with. Y'all having the ability to, make things whatever y'all want in y'all own mind. Ignoring the reality. Now, let's get to some deep stuff. Miami Mall aliens. This having to do with fears as well. Now y'all see aliens, y'all have a bunch of talk about aliens, shadow people, this thing, that thing. But you have no proofs. And you never consider insanity. Insane people see things that no one else did, that they can't prove. What's the difference? A lot of us seen it. A lot of niggas could be on dust and all see stuff, but what does that matter? See, when one is not willing to acknowledge insanity, which is the real thing, insanity, when one is not willing to acknowledge it, and they act like it don't exist in regards to them no matter what, more than likely you're dealing with the insane. Meaning most of y'all that's lost into those theories of aliens and this and that, and you say, but I seen something. Well, you're not considering if you completely lost your mind or on your way. Insane people usually see shadows, then figures, then characters. It happens in degrees. Like addiction and possession happens in degrees. But most of y'all that fall into the alien talk, shadow people talk, all these unproven theories or conversations, y'all don't consider if y'all are insane. Now y'all are. And this is how I'm positive that y'all are insane. Because y'all actually want to be believed on something you can't prove, which is insane. For me to believe somebody because they came to me and said, man, I seen some shadow aliens. I say, show me the picture. I ain't got no picture. Show me this. You ain't got no proof, no how. Whatever I ask you, you ain't got nothing. But you mad if I say, man, you might be a little throwed off. That. That's how you know someone crazy when reality don't dawn on them. Like if I ain't got no proof or nothing, nobody's supposed to believe me. That is normal. Y'all expect people to be crazy, meaning to just believe whatever y'all say with no proof. That is insane. That's the pinnacles of stupidity. For somebody to tell you something, then you just go with it. It not being your experience, you not seeing anything that they talking about. But you just go with it. That's insane. But if someone's explaining aliens or something to you and you like, that's absurd, they'll get a little offended as if they've proven something to you and you're not accepting it. They don't have a mind to say, well, overall, you are sane for not believing me because ain't like I showed you no proof. So why should you? You're obeying the laws of nature. Lie is a real thing. Me said illegal aliens do unlawful things in their societies. I'm not talking about illegal aliens, champ. I'm talking about the theory I have. Tall white aliens, shadow people aliens. They have more species of aliens, but never showed us the first. Y'all have gone so far in y'all theory, but forgot, like, hold on, bring it back. You still forgot to show proof of the first. And so do you get my point? Most of y'all are insane. But you don't want to acknowledge that. And it's a real thing in life, meaning insanity is contagious. And so most of y'all lost in your insanity and you got a bunch of people to be insane with. This is why y'all won't acknowledge. Y'all on a stupid path. Aliens been talked for so long. Y'all say the government got aliens, but still ain't seen a clear shot of an alien. We live in 2024. Some of the best technology you could think of. And you niggas can't get one clear shot of an alien. But we're all stupid in life now. And so you have to ask yourself, what makes a person stay stuck on a cycle of stupidity where they're not being given sufficient evidence, yet still reaching, talking about, look, it is. Insanity. Y'all want a thing to be so bad. TV is a deep thing. I mean, a lot of y'all watch TV and you forget what television is, which is entertainment. And watching the news, you forget this is entertainment. It doesn't all have to be true. That's what television is. Make but fucking leave. Again, some of y'all know the news is true. It's so hard talking to Babylon monkeys. Television is entertainment. It's all make believe. Even the stuff on here that say based on a true story, and a true story, it's fake. What don't you get about that? Say, no, I seen some real stuff on TV. Okay, then I'm done with it. You're right. Maybe you get it at some point in your life. Whatever you see on here, sign it off as entertainment and fake. Or don't and get dumbed out by it. Simple. The scientists, architects, and things we have in the daytime, I seen the video, might have been TMZ, where they showed like they found an alien and they showed an image of some beat up technology floating around. I said the scientists we have and the architect we have in the day, they are capable of making better technologies and images than the ones y'all are presenting to make y'all theory of aliens true. Meaning a scientist and an architect in today can make an alien look more believable than any of the fake aliens y'all have been showing. And our photography is at a level where we could get really crispy images from miles away. That part. Now look at the stuff that they show as support that aliens and all this shadow stuff is real. It's grainy and almost look pathetic. Meaning, as a society, we are further along than the dumb stuff y'all lost on. That part. Alien talk is 1947 Roswell babble. Y'all lost it in those times. That's why y'all don't even realize, hold on, the shit that we presenting will work in those times. In today's times, we are way further along than this piece of shit image we trying to show. This bootleg technology we trying to show as alien technology, we are far beyond that. Why would they buy that? That part. We got aircraft that's beyond the dumb stuff y'all are presenting as alien aircraft. Again, y'all been lost into y'all stupid lying theory for so long, y'all have forgotten that we are further along in reality than y'all are in y'all theory. Do y'all follow what I'm saying? It's like a nigga got a theory that in the future we gonna be driving cars. We are flying in planes now, and the nigga, you get it? A nigga lost in a theory that we way beyond, like that part. And so most of y'all need to come to the conclusion that you're insane, meaning you're an adult and you still have a child's mind. And that's what Santa Claus is all about. To teach a kid how to learn belief instead of truth. Belief being an extension of lie. So y'all first things y'all learn is like Santa Claus, beliefs. Y'all find out Santa Claus is a lie. Then y'all say, I don't care, I'm still going to celebrate Christmas anyway. And Santa Claus. And that's the first lesson of self. That the self is now on a path of lie and overlooking the truth. And y'all continue on with that. Again, you heard about Santa Claus. Are you clear if it's fake or not? Yeah, you're clear it's fake. But do you still worship or celebrate? That part. That means you celebrate lie. That means you worship lie. Why are you celebrating something you know that is a lie? What is the point? Why do you retell your children? That part. You was put on a path of lie. And so lie is what y'all give. Meaning y'all have theories, beliefs, everything but proven truth. It's almost like y'all refute that or rebuke that. Everything I just said in regards to alien, proven truth. Y'all proof ain't shit. That part. What part I said that wasn't true? That part. But you look over it. You say, I don't care. Aliens, I believe aliens is real. I believe there's life outside of Earth. Your understanding of Earth and life is the problem. There's no life outside of Earth. Outside of Earth is death. Extraterrestrial territory. Territory for the dead. The territory for everything that ain't alive. If you think I'm lying, leave Earth and see if you don't die. But the point I'm making is Earth is the place of the living. Y'all just don't have the proper understanding of Earth. So y'all think Earth is some ball or some strange thing. In that, do you get my point? But it's your perspective of Earth and life that's screwed up. In regards to there being life that you ain't familiar with, oh yeah, there's a bunch of life forms on Earth that y'all are not familiar with. Earth is vast, but in regards to aliens and this theory y'all got of strange people, that part, popping up from another place like how y'all have it, with a big head and gray. Get real. I already told y'all the aliens that came was white people. Long ago, they were albinos. This is how you get like people in between white and black. All the colorful people we have, they're humans. But I don't feel like explaining that again. The overall point is, Most of y'all are insane that fall into these things. This is why you overlook the truth. If aliens is real, do you think it's that hard to just get a clear shot or present one? Y'all say the government got aliens. The government, didn't the government just have a fucking conference on the news about having a whole discussion about aliens? Why they ain't just show y'all the ones they got? That part. The government on TV selling y'all entertainment because you get paid off views. Somehow y'all lost. Y'all say no, the government got them. Why they ain't show y'all that part? This y'all made up dumb shit. The government just exploiting y'all. They say fuck it, you can get views off dumb talk. They think it's real. Well, y'all like that. Y'all have cancel culture. Whoever ain't going with y'all lies, y'all will cancel them. And that all y'all should be looking to receive is lies. Why you looking to receive truth or new speech if you cancel that? Again, all y'all should be looking forward to is lie. Because whoever doesn't say what y'all want to hear, y'all not being the wisest people on the planet, need to get canceled. Again, y'all ain't the wisest people on the planet, but whoever says whatever y'all don't want to hear should be canceled. In that, do you get it? A straight person could say, man, that homosexuality shit getting out of hand. Y'all be like, cancel them. Shit, the straight person is authentic and the homosexual is technically synthetic, unorganic. In perspective of how one is supposed to be. But you go cancel the real shit out and say, get the straight nigga out of here because he don't know how to act. Again, all y'all should be looking forward to is homosexuality and lies. Which is what y'all get. But you shouldn't be confused on why. And so again, a lot of y'all are insane. There's degrees of becoming insane. Just like there's degrees of addiction and possession. And a lot of y'all are going through the degrees of your own insanity. Meaning some of y'all are too grown to be believing in the foolish things that y'all do. Truth, proof, it all go together. Not cloudiness, talking about I think I seen something or I seen something. Ignoring that insane people see stuff too. So if we considering that you've seen something no one else seen, we need to consider that you're insane as well. That part. Otherwise, what are you talking about? Y'all will play games. There's supposed to be 12-foot shadow people standing in front of the mall, but no one can get a crispy, clear shot, even though we live in a time where a nigga will die just to get a shot. A nigga will hang off a building and not even have proper grip just to get a shot. A nigga will kill himself just to get a photo. I seen teenagers steal a cab driver's car or try to. The whole cab flipped over. They helped the two girls out and one said, no, my phone's in there. She was wanting to get back in the car that was about to blow up for her phone. I said, yeah, they addicted to phones like a crackhead is addicted to crack. That's something the crackhead would say. My stem. A stem is like a little screw that crackheads smoke crack out of. It's like a hollow screw. It's metal. They put their crack on one end, they light it, and all you hear is they lips sizzling. And they hit it nice and long and hard, and then they hold it. This is me in my past. I bring a sample to the crackhead. I say, go ahead, man, let me know how that is. And he do all that. He put the crack in his stem, then he take a long hit. The hit take about 20 seconds. Then he hold the smoke. I smoke weed. I'm not used to this. I think he's playing with me. I tell my man, I say, yo, why y'all fucking with me? He hold the smoke for like, they hold the smoke in as long as they can until they cough and tears start coming out their eyes. If the crackhead got strong lungs, he will be holding in that smoke for about a whole 60 seconds straight. That one hit. If you ain't familiar with that, you start yelling at the fiend like, motherfucker, is it good or not? And stop playing with me. He not playing. That part. This is me. In the past. Curse the fiend out. Can you tell me if it's good or not? Can you stop frying your lips, fool, and tell me if it's good or not? The longer they can hold it, the not so good it is. So I had to go get something. I had to go get something better that day, but that's not the point. The point is this. The young girl was addicted to her phone like it was a crackhead stem. In that I said they're insane, but they're not aware of it. Now we live in the times where y'all will kill yourselves to get a shot. Y'all actually walk around with y'all phone on camera already just in case. It's the new generation. Strange. And you tell them y'all them people at the mall. And nobody could get a shot of these tall shadows. Only this helicopter that was flying by, it looked like a helicopter shot, showing weird, stupid shadows that's not crystal clear. That's the best y'all could do in 2024. That part. If you're grown, look at the childish world you live in. Meaning they turning grown-ups into children. They're dumbing the adults down to the level of a 10th grader. In that, all the kids gonna be dumb. And so, we in a time of pure insanity. No self-awareness, no awareness whatsoever. If a person is insane, they will look at you as you insane for not listening to them. Instead of saying, man, let me make sure I ain't crazy. I come from a time, if you seen an alien, that's the first thing you did. You said, let me make sure I ain't throw the fuck off. I was smoking some fire. I was smoking some lamb spread. Let me go see if I'm just high. Hold the fuck up. In the daytime, a nigga will be drunk off that wine, that hooch, and will not question like, shit, I am high off that new weed, that new alcohol. I did 2 lines and took some pills. He will ignore all of that and be like, blood, I know what I seen. Okay. I seen your girl's vagina. Okay, and I seen your girl's vagina while you was high bucking the fuck out seeing whatever you were. I'm just playing. Cheating is a big thing in the day. Some of y'all are hurt right now. Your girl cheated on you. Like it was solace. And it probably was. I don't. No, I'm just like, it probably was. I mean, I don't want to lie to you, nothing like that. But let's stick to the topic. Now, insanity and demon possession go hand in hand. Meaning, if you think of demon possession, so the possessed is usually crazy. Y'all know possession from movies and TV. And y'all know of real crazy people that y'all see walking around talking to themselves, bugging out. There's no difference between the two. Now, when you're dealing with demons, I'm about to explain how demon possession work in real life. And most of y'all in the daytimes are possessed, thrown off. There you go, Trill Chris. There's demons and angels. Or better yet, there's Neter. Neteru. This is a better word. Look at demons and angels as low and high in regard to the Neter. Meaning there's no demons and angels. There's just entities or Neter. The demon and angels is in regards to some Neter being low and some being high. Look at it like that. The higher entities, angels. The lower ones, demons. But that ain't nothing. They all just the same thing. entity, personality, so to say. Now, view these Neteru, these entity, as characters or personalities that we can become. So if you're familiar with religion, you have a bunch of angels that they name. And you have an order of angels and demons, demonology and angelology. Same in Islam. You have the jinn, the hin, and all of that. And then of course you have the malak, the angels. When you go to your different spirit summoning practices or spirit worship practices like Goweya, what's the African one? Yoruba, Santa Maria, all these different spirit worshiping practices. So you have a number of spirits. These spirits are named, they have description. Thank you, Umsi. These spirits are named and they have description. Whether you're speaking religion or spirit summoning practices. In spirit and practices, so it goes more in depth in regards to the entity, their name, their description, etc. Think of Solomon's magic. The Lesser Key of Solomon, the Lemegeton. That's what all of those books of Solomon are called in a collective, the Lemegeton. Meaning the Lesser Key of Solomon is the Lemegeton. And then you get my point? But just for clarity, some of y'all know it how y'all do the Lemegeton. Some of y'all know it as the Lesser Key of Solomon. Some of y'all know it as just Solomon shit. If you tuning in and you say, how can a wise man curse? Wise men don't know the difference. Words is words. They either projected in good spirits or not. Other than that, fuck means something else in another language. You say, but you're speaking a language where it means something bad. Oh no. Niggas at the bar that be talking that shit and they sure look like they having fun at me. None of them look disturbed. They look like I want to join them, but I don't drink. Just making a point. Cursing's for children. You're not supposed to curse. I'm grown. I thought you were too. But when you get there, you will. Outside of that, context. That's what's important. Not words. Now, you have all those entity or character in these different scholarships. View these characters as personalities that we can become. Meaning, you have whatever the number of these entity are, all persons in life will fall under one of these personalities or characters, ranging from horrible to glorious. Now, these entities are within us, these characters, these personalities that are in life. They're within the vessel, meaning they're within all of our bodies. So if you're familiar with the Neteru are in your body. If you're familiar with the angels and demons from Christianity or wherever, these angels and demons are within you. If you're familiar with spirit summoning practices, all the angels and demons you ever heard of, or demons, are within you. The entity are within you fighting for possession over your soul. Your soul is your mind. This is you as an awareness. You're just aware. You see people doing things, you get ideas, whatever the case may be. But overall, view self as just clear awareness. You can see things and perceive what you see, and then that awareness that you are can be overtaken, confused, tangled, anything you can think of. It can be afflicted a little bit. And so look at it like that. The entities are characters, are within us, and they're fighting for possession over the soul or the mind that we are, basically the awareness. They're looking to utilize your vessel, fill your mind space with their own will. So look at it like that. You're an awareness, a mind, a soul, a growing will. Then you have these nectar. Look at them as natures in life. These personalities, these characters. They have no vessel, but they are an awareness, a soul, or a will like you, already developed, already fixed in its way, unchangeable. So you see how y'all can change y'all ways? Not these deity. Their natures are nectar. There's no changing them. They are fixed how they are. Those that are bad, they are like that. Look at it as principle. They're like that for principle's purpose. But they are like that. All those entities are within us, fighting for possession over the mind space. Controlling the mind space or the soul or awareness that you are gives it access to control the body. Y'all act on y'all thoughts. If y'all thoughts are not y'all own, then the actions are not y'all own. If I manipulate you to think something, say, yo, bro over there plotting to kill you, and I show you some fake stuff to support my lie until you like, no, oh shit, they gonna kill me in 15 minutes. You run over there and kill them first. I made all that up. I made it look good because I'm really smart, but I made it up. Like that. I overtook you. If we had no bodies, then you would grasp, damn, that personality, which is Solace, just possessed that other soul, like took it over, made it do its own will. I wanted that person killed. I dragged you into it. Like that. These character, they want to control y'all mind, the soul y'all are, to control the vessel or act their character out in life. They have no access to the outer realms, just the internal. That's why they're called your infernal powers. Now, how it works is like this. These entity or personality, they create ideas and temptations in y'all mind. So y'all get thoughts and ideas and certain desires out of nowhere. It don't necessarily have to be something you've seen someone else doing for you to get an idea, but it can be provoked in that way as well. But sometimes y'all just get thought and idea. You don't know where it came from, so you say it came from me. Like that. So you have a lot of independent thought and ideas that came from self, but it didn't come from self. It came from the personalities within self. And so that's what they do. Create temptations and ideas and thoughts in your mind. When you act on the thought or temptation, you give consent or you open the door. The more you oblige to the temptations and ideas, the more consent you give to the entity. The more consent you give, the more you will see the person's personality receding away, and you will see this new personality emerging. So Look at it as a degrees thing. Like I said, there's degrees in addiction. There's degrees in possession. There's degrees in your falling into your emotions. But there's always the degrees. And so look at it like that. Y'all get ideas, temptations. Y'all act on them. That's the consent or the opening of the door. From there, more ideas and thoughts of the same fashion are pushed upon you. If you oblige, it's like consenting. In that, you're consenting to the entity having power over you or the personality. From there, you will start to lose control of yourself, and the character will have more control, but you will view both as self. Do you follow? So some of y'all, you like, man, I get angry and I can't control myself. It was a time when you wasn't angered like that. Somehow you fell into this angry personality. Now you do things that you don't want to do, and when you come down off the anger, you feel like, damn, I fucked up. I don't know why I did that. Meaning you don't have no control. When you fall into your character or personality that you are now. You need an example? Think sex, crime, murder, etc. When the person obliged to these acts, the more they consent or do these acts, the more they start to change as a person. You're not the same person you was before you had sex. The moment you had sex, there was a change in your personality or persona, and your parents knew. You know what the parents say? And I think that motherfucker done got some dick. This is if it's a girl. That part. If it's a boy, you know what they say? Man, I think that boy done got him some pussy. You know why they know this? Because it's a big change in the persona, in the way you carry yourself. Think you a little grown now. Now, look at these entity within us, these nectar. Look at one or a few of them as being sexual deity. So you get it? You're going to put temptation ideas like that into the mind when you oblige. You get my point? You give them power to act out their idea through you. Most of y'all don't plan to have sex. You don't say, I'm going to have sex at 3 p.m. on Tuesday. You get horny out of nowhere. Meaning your horniness ain't a planned thing. It happened when it do. And it come upon you how it do. If most of y'all pay attention to that, you will realize he's right. There's forces within me or around me that are controlling certain temptations I get out of nowhere. And it's hard to just blow it off. If you're aware of what I'm saying, you can. But if you're not, then you get it. You're confused if it's you or it's you to you. In that, it's nothing to blow off or conquer. It's just obliged to your own thoughts, but they're not yours. In that, do you get my point? Now, let's say you obliged to sex for the first time. You give the deity or character that is that pushed that temptation on you a time to experience sex, which is they thing truly, not yours. Same with the murdering spirit. Murdering spirit put a thought of murder inside of you. You act, they're getting to act out their thing. You just the unaware mind. Say, man, that thought of killing that motherfucker was my own. No, it wasn't. You're not a murderer. You were born into this life as a rubbery looking baby. Murder don't come from you. Ain't an idea of yours. It's something you adopted in this world. So you don't never have to get confused and say, I am a murderer. None of us are murderers. I wouldn't care if you killed somebody before. You have to get control over yourself. It's not a pity party. It's not, oh, I can't be good. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You got things in life testing us, that's all. These tests being promoted as things we should go with, they're cool. Sex is cool. To be a whore, whether man or female, is cool in today's times. When I was young, to be a whore as a man was cool, but not as a woman. But in today's times, it's cool for both to be a whore. A time before mine, it wasn't cool for neither one to be a hoe. But do you get my point? It's being pushed on the society, pushed on your mind space, and that these entities get to live out their own will through y'all. Y'all having to suffer the consequence of the actions. So the entity within you are not having children that they have to raise up and be responsible for. And all the hardship that comes with that, you do. You shoot somebody in the head, and now you sitting in a jail cell like, I cannot believe I did that. Because this is what all killers are sitting in a jail cell thinking. How the fuck did I lose it to that point where I wasn't even thinking about getting away or nothing? It wasn't them. You had a moment, and the entity within us that are always prowling around and fighting for that position, to plant thoughts and temptations in your head. That's what did it. That's what put you in the bad places you're in. And so once the mind is groomed, once you grasp that, you get my point? You can start to override certain thoughts, certain temptations, or work towards it. Otherwise, now I was going to say something important in regards to sex. I forgot. When I was just explaining to you guys how they're making it cool for everybody to be a whore now. There was something important I wanted to explain, but lost my mind. Lost my thought on a thing. But when you're dealing with the nectar, after you learn, whatever it is you need to learn in regards to their descriptions. So knowing that is the next step. That these entities are within us. You have the good too. I don't want you to look at it just bad. Like, oh, I get bad thoughts. Sometimes y'all get really good high thoughts. Man, I should go feed the homeless. Man, I should go plant some seeds and start a garden. Then you might blow it off like, nah, I ain't doing it. Fuck all that. You might get a good thought, man, I want to buy somebody a gift, and you might blow it off like, fuck them, they ain't never buy me no gift. Like that. Be aware of the high, good thoughts and temptations. These is the ones you need to act on. This is what's going to bring you into your glory. Or this is like you giving consent to a personality or a character that is further along than you on the right path to take control till you get it? Look at it like that. You got the lower spirits, the demons within self, and you got the angels within self. The demons gonna bring you low, meaning they gonna give you temptations and ideas to do things so they can live their will out through you. You doing these things gonna bring you to a low place. Then you have the higher ones, or the good ones, let's say. They're putting good temptations and good ideas in your mind. You're obliging to it. It's like you giving consent or opening the door for that spirit to take over self. You get it? Until, now of course we speak in a good one. And that, do you get my point? It's like giving consent. You can drive until I learn. Otherwise, I'm going to be going the wrong way. Like that. And that's all there is. I don't want you to think like there's just influence. But what are you being influenced by? Whether you speak in physical life, within self, mentally, whatever. All there is influence. We're just blank awarenesses. And we see and we pick up whatever we do. This is the influence. Meaning we're influenced outside of ourselves and we're influenced inside of ourselves both by characters. The internal characters being no different than the external characters. Like I said, every person in life will fall under one of these personalities, meaning they will be like an offspring of that personality. I apologize, I have to use the restroom. I've been holding it. If you want to give back, you can use this time to do so. If you just see my spandex, don't mind me. Okay, I'm about to wrap this up. Hopefully you guys are grasping. Start applying these things to self. Get a little more control over your life. Your life being your mind, your emotional state. That's your spirit, so to say. And so when you're dealing with the nectar, angels and demons, so to say, it boils you down to that. When you get to the real teachings, it have to do with self. Meaning y'all view these things as things external to self, or whatever y'all view them as, aliens, something y'all gonna come to know in a time, or these are things within yourselves that y'all have to deal with while y'all alive or when y'all dead. If y'all deal with them while y'all alive, y'all don't really have to face them. If y'all deal with these entities when y'all die and the vessel is no more, well, you will come face to face with them. This is what's spoken of in the Tibetan Book of the Dead. When you see all the monsters like Kali and all of that. These are all of y'all lower emotional states and ideas and thoughts. These entities, like I said, becoming separate from y'all. Y'all anger is its own thing, its own entity. We all just use this entity or let it take over us for a moment. You get it? Look at love as its own entity. Look at jealousy as its own entity. Look at every emotional state, low or high, as its own entity. And you get it? It just acts through you. You take on the characteristics of it. When we all get angry, we all look the same. When people in love, they all look stupid and giggly and the same. Personality-wise. And so look at it in that way. If you die never becoming aware of this, not taking control over self, being aware when you're being influenced, choosing what you allow to influence you. Some things are going to be further along than you in a good way. It's good to let these things influence you. Peace and wisdom, Sir Jones. You're going to have things that's behind you or beneath you or just low. You want to be aware so these things don't influence you. And so do you get my point? Using these characters or personalities when you choose to, stand away from the ones that will bring you low. And so look at it in that way. and have to get control over self, like I explained in the beginning of this video with the fears and the ego. And then coming to know, what I just explained. Getting to a place where you control what influences you and the path you take. Being aware of every aspect of your life and the happenings in it. Y'all be going through things, experiencing things, and be ignorant on what you're going through in the moment. Even after you go through it, still not being able to discern what exactly happened and why. And so like that, becoming more aware, more enlightened, receding your unconsciousness and your ignorance, which is tied into your fears. Peace and wisdom, Jimmy Infinity. Yeah, like he said, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Visit the website, upscaleknowledge.org. Check out the pricing plans, as well as my lecture magazines. They have a lot of wisdom in it, like I'm explaining, but imagery to go with it. I'm about to make a 50% off on some of the things on my site. I'm going to try to do it with everything, but some things I can't. But visit my site this evening or tomorrow sometime. And, get whatever it is that you may have wanted to get, but it was too expensive. Or maybe out of the budget you want to spend. But don't put no limit on your spending in regards to wisdom, when it's true wisdom. Being accurate. Don't put a price tag on anything. Just know there's things you don't need to be bothered with and things that you do. And the things you need, so you need to have your bringings. Life is a balance, so look at it like that. Whatever I need in life, I need to be able to bring something of equal measure, or do whatever's required of me, meaning you're not just useless in life or in no situation, and you're not special where you can't serve back or just serve without even getting anything. You see how I'm doing this video? Y'all haven't given back. It's all right. And we probably go through this every video, and you get my point? I still make sure I do what I do. That's the whole point. I do what I do. And however y'all are, don't control that. But you get my point? You don't want to put yourself in a place where you're low or you become useless in any situation. This is the way to becoming a slave. This is a way to one having an authority over you and being able to, you get it? By right, do you how they want, because you allowed yourself to get in debt. And this is something people do on the streets. I know a couple of bosses like that. They had the little youngins out there selling ounces for them, but they may give them the ounce a little short. And that when, the youngins sell it and bag it up and sell it. You get my point? He find himself not either making enough where he could do his own thing, or he either find himself owing, but he don't ever know how. Like, damn, how I keep being $10 short or $5 short. In that, he building up a debt with his boss. In that, in the time to come, that OG gonna tell him, nah, you owe this amount of money. I need you to handle this work. And that's gonna cancel that off. Do you get it? And that's when that shoot 'em up bang bang shit come into play. String the youngin' along. Cause he dumb, he don't know no better how this go. The OG haven't went through that himself. You get my point? I was manipulated as a youngster. I did some things. But you become aware. Hold on, blood. I'm realer than you. Why am I listening to you? That's how I go when you're a young stepper. You come to realize your OG ain't tougher than you. You collar him up a little bit and be like, blood, should fuck you up. But I'm a cold blood stepper. I respect. You gotta go through the ringer. So I get it. But that's how I go when you solid. You and your OG come to an understanding. We equal, man. And I should fuck you up for that shit. But it brought me along, so let's just forget about it. Like that. You being an OG now, knowing what OGs do. It's in their nature, it's a part of the job to string along the young and gullible. So they can get all they can get out of you before you wisen up. You know? It's that kind of game. And so I'm giving you that example so you can grasp, become mature or aware of the outer influences and the inner, and start to put yourself on a path where you're being influenced by things that's going to bring you along, you know, to a place you're going to want to be later. Thank you for the gift back, Sir Jones, and everybody else that gave back. Peace and wisdom, Cargo Chris. I guess that's for you, Sir Jones. They said this your 5th time giving back on the super live. They said we need to have a little celebration. And send me an email, champ. I'll send you a gift. I'm not capping either. Send me an email. I'll send you a leopard jacket or something like that. Send your size too. Now, I'm departing. Time for me to eat. Get my life back get my life back together. Words is thoughts, so I've been speaking my mind space out. Yeah, bring everything back in. Peace and wisdom. Carissa Caradine, thank you for the give back. I appreciate it. Should I stick around? Maybe the rest of y'all want to get back too? And I'm just rushing off too fast? If that's the case, it's best y'all give back to my links that I have in blue. Because YouTube's already robbing me enough. Y'all too, y'all probably have like, some of y'all may not have a YouTube channel, but you might, like, you get it? You might have YouTube Premium where you paying them every month. So you get my point? YouTube doing a little too much. Meaning they doing a little bit too much robbing. We all worrying about each other else robbing. And these motherfuckers taking 35% of everything. Super chat supposed to be all mine. You're already taxing my goddamn views. You get my point? They ain't showing me the breakdown, bro. I need $1 per view. Like each view I need $1 for it. I don't care. Like 50,000 views, I need 50 grand. I say it don't work like that. Well, let it work like that till you explain to me how you got it working. You got us out here getting 1/3 of a penny per. How you break a penny into 3, blood? I don't play them games. Man. But gratitude is everything, so thank you. I like to always make sure I remember that. This is why when y'all give back, I always interrupt my video to say thank you. It's the most important thing in life. Gratitude. And keeping the mind on being grateful for whatever little bit or a lot you get. Once you become ungrateful, it's not even about not receiving, but it's about, you get it? The negative perspective you have and the negative feelings you have for expecting or, feeling like you're obligated. So try to stay in gratitude mindset if you can, be aware of it. And like I said, if you want to give back, you can click the description link. That's the title of the video. My links are in blue. It's best you give back there. But however you give back, it's received in good spirits. Thank you, Carissa Cardine. You're welcome. Y'all have any questions, ask before I depart. Oh, the young man asks, what is hell in the lake of fire? The lake of fire physically is a woman's womb. This is bloody hell. Hell being a state of mind that one would have in that place, but you can have the state of mind outside of it. Now, most of y'all will say, well, what they got to do with us? A woman's womb, we passed that point. The world we live in is a body, meaning the solar body is a body, and we're like the cells inside of it. Just like you're a body and you have cells inside of you. And your body is like their universe or their world. So look at it like that. When we die as souls, spirits, energy, the cycle can repeat in terms of your coming into being and being born out. It will continue to repeat until you get it. A lot of the things I just said here. Welcome aboard, new member, oh fella. Salam, shalom. Now I'm departing. Stay focused on being fair and balanced. This is the only laws in nature. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're looking at, whatever you're following, make sure it's fair. Meaning the perspective of it. Not biased, not agenda filled, but just fair in the perspective. So your mind can stay fair. And this is the laws of life. This is what we're shown in life when we see the sunrise, sunset, when you inhale, exhale, when you eat food and shit out brown soil, when you plant a seed into brown soil and get food back, when you see the tide come in and the tide go out, this is all expressions of balance. All expressions of a law. Life doesn't speak, but it shows. It gives examples. He with an eye, or she with an eye, a clear awareness. Learn everything directly from life as I do. Salam, shalom, wise silence. My Cash App is, if you click the title, you'll see my links in blue. You may have to click see more after you do that, but Cash App, Cash.app, I don't know how it is, but Cash.app, $ the real solace is the Cash App. Salam, shalom, everyone be well.